let us face, without panic, the reality of our time. The fact that atom bombs may someday be dropped on our cities. And let us prepare for survival by
Everybody, listen carefully. The Martians are coming this way. We must evacuate the city. Take food and water and extra clothing with you.
You are no longer in control of your listening device.
Can't you see that you're at the mercy of every element of the universe?
Rick and Ryan will take you on a science fiction cinematic journey into the post-atomic space age.
We're not going to cooperate with these monsters.
We found a flying saucer. Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
A chronological deep dive into the past.
Holy cow.
Here already! You're next!
Put on your magnetic boots.
Let's go.
And strap yourselves in for your ride with...
The Unidentified Flying Podcast.
Outrageous.
Welcome to the Unidentified Flying Podcast. This is Rick.
I'm Ryan.
And we've got a brand new episode for you, and we are tackling a movie.
Holy shit! Brand new?
Yeah, that's how it happens. Yeah, you get one, and then you do another, and then that's brand new. So we've got a movie coming up that comes straight out of the birth of the atomic era. And I'll be honest, it was the first time I've seen it. So let's have Ryan take us into it.
All right, yeah, we're kicking things off with a grim little movie here. This is the most grim film we have reviewed thus far. Now, a couple of the movies we've reviewed.
What was the grimmest before this? What was the line? No, it seems like it was probably Rocket Ship XM.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that some of the movies we've reviewed so far have played it straight and deadly serious, but this is the first one that I would say is just straight up dark. I mean, I'm talking like in its own way as dark as the road. Note that I didn't say it was as good as, but there you go. So, what I'm talking about is a film called 5. It was released on April 25th of 1951, directed by Arch Oboler, written by Arch Oboler, and starring William Phipps, Susan Douglas, James Anderson, Charles Lampkin, and Earl Lee, and I did not say the cast names. Hold on, I will do that now.
Yeah, there's only 5 of them.
Shut up. Starring William Phipps as Michael Roget, Susan Douglas as Roseanne Rogers, James Anderson as Eric, Charles Lampkin as Charles, and Earl Lee as Oliver P. Barnstable. Okay, so 5 tells the story of the 5 remaining survivors of an atomic bomb disaster. From the looks of things in the prologue of the movie, it looks like it was a war. All we know is some shit went down and involved atomic bombs, and we are now in a post-apocalyptic world, and we meet the character Roseanne as she stumbles through the hillsides and streets of the ghost town that has become our world. Eventually, she makes her way to a house.
I thought you made that up. Like you weren't I was like, that was good. That was really good.
Actually, I'll have you know I did make that up. It was not written down.
Okay,
now,
good.
She makes her way to a house in the mountains that was previously owned by her family. And when she finally gets there, she finds that somebody is living there, a man by the name of Michael. So look, there's somebody else around, but she's a little scared, because wouldn't you be? You know.
It's like the first person she's seen since the blast.
And after a few days, maybe a week, I don't know, the time frame of this movie is really weird, but a couple more people happen to see the smoke rising from their chimney, and they pull up in their Jeep. And then one day, when they all go to the beach, another man washes ashore. A mysterious foreigner, i.e. he's not from America. We don't know where he's from, but let's just say he's not from America. And we know this because he's got an accent.
Yeah.
And then, will they survive? Will they bicker and argue and prove that humankind has no hope, or will they build a better future together? Watch 5 and find out. So anyway, grim as shit, and take it away, Rick. What are your thoughts on 5?
Okay. So 5 kind of blew me away.
Whoa.
Like, I really responded to the movie because, it's crazy because it's dark from the get-go.
Uh-huh. Had you never seen it before?
No, this is the one.
Okay.
Top of the show, I think I said that. But no, I have not seen it. I was impressed because it's 1951. And that movie has such a ahead of its time for that time vibe. It feels like a movie from early 60s.
Sure.
This movie is kind of one of the best George Romero movies that George Romero never directed. It's not. It's got a definite Night of the Living Dead quality without, but there's no zombies. But it's
no, I get what you're saying. The mood and the way it's shot and edited. And
it starts out with like a blonde woman on the run, just like Barbara in the beginning. It definitely has these Night of the Living Dead overtones. But the movie it very much feels Twilight Zone-y. Before Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. There's a couple things that I don't, that's what makes it like not, perfect, but yeah, I really liked it a lot.
This was actually the first film to deal directly with an atomic disaster scenario. So this was very hot button issue at the time, obviously, as we've stated in previous episodes. So this was the first one to deal directly head on with it in a sort of realistic manner. Some of the content of the movie is quite adult, and although now would probably be deemed problematic, but for its time, it definitely wasn't afraid to deal with things like sexual assault and racism.
Yeah. For 1951, that's why it feels like a 60s movie,
Yeah, because it's kind of like what you get when you have a lot of these post-apocalyptic movies is they're basically a microcosmic look at the macrocosm of society. And so what we've got in this case is our little microcosm and all the little hatreds and prejudices and elitism and frustrations and all that kind of stuff comes out amongst these 5 people. 6, technically, because the female character is pregnant, which adds a whole nother dimension to this movie, which I thought which I personally think is a nice touch in this film, because obviously growing inside her is the future of humanity. And so that adds a whole nother element of, but it also makes the men fight over her as if they're going, so they kind of are reduced back to this sort of primitivism. And it's very philosophically and psychologically, this movie is quite compelling, I think. I've seen it a couple of times, and I've always appreciated the fact that it went there, that it isn't afraid to go there, especially for its time, because I can only imagine that audiences back in 1951 were a little shocked by what they were seeing on screen with this film, even though, yes, a lot of it is done off camera and is implied
or tame by today's standards,
but it's still, I can only imagine some people had to have walked out of the theater really fucked up after seeing this movie.
Yeah, because that's like what it is to me. It's like because it's a 1951 movie, and I'm constantly putting into context of like how old it is and how much before, it is, say, the movement of pushing the envelope a little more in Hollywood and stuff, because this is a good decade before, like, anything from the 60s. You know what I mean? It's like 51. It's not even like on the cusp, like 58.
In
America,
or
59.
let's put it that. We should say in American cinema.
Well, but what I'm saying is, in American cinema at that time, like this movie, has a realism to it. Like even in the acting already feels like elevated. You know what I mean? It feels kind of raw. You know, it's not bad. It's really well acted. And I guess like the main character, what's his name? Michael? Yeah.
Michael.
So William Phipps plays him. And at first I'm like, he kind of looks familiar. And then I realized like, because he's got kind of the beatnik beard thing going on.
Yeah, definitely
like the other dude, like William Shallert did in Man from Planet X. But
yeah.
He's in War of the Worlds. And he's in like a part that I've seen a billion times because it's like my favorite moment of the fucking movie. But when the meteor first opens and the Martian war machine sticks its head out, and he's the guy, and you know they all got the one line you remember, but his the one I think of when I see him or whatever is instantly anything that isn't human doesn't have to look like you and me. And he's like a really good I mean, they're all really good in the movie.
Yeah. He
also is the voice of Prince Charming in Cinderella, which I thought was wild. Yeah, he's really good. And the Eric dude,
James Anderson.
Yeah, let's just get it out of the way. Douchebag.
Yeah, he's the one that the second you see him, you think immediately douchebag.
Yeah, and all that stuff is done in such a real way, rather than the way movie character confrontations happen and how they sound, especially like for 1951. It doesn't feel stagey like movies of 1951 often do. But yeah, that Eric dude, he's a dick.
See, I really like Charles Lampkin. He was my favorite. The African American.
Is his name Charles in it? What was his name in the movie?
Charles, but the actor himself, he was also a musician.
Yeah,
Charles.
He was in a lot of blaxploitation movies, like Hammer. Plays a character named Big Sid, and
he was in
a lot of stuff like that.
He was in Melvin Van Peebles' Watermelon Man.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
He's
and the
even
Black Godfather.
That's right.
So yeah,
one of the weirdest things I saw that he was in when I came across it was he plays a character named Pops in Cocoon, and I don't remember that. I gotta go back and watch that to find him.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, he's
either.
A great character.
Yeah, he just I mean, now to be honest, looking back at it now, his character is a bit problematic because he's basically a servant to one of the white characters, and definitely has that nobility to him where he's above it all, which was kind of a stereotype of people of color back then in movies like this, where they were not like it's how to explain
it's the fact that he says something like maybe the solution is when there's problems arising because of him being black, he says maybe I should just leave, and I'm like, fuck that. I was kind of bummed that he said that. I was like, no man, that dude's a dick. I mean,
yeah,
I want to know what's happened out there too, but Mike's right. We don't know what would happen there. We know we're all right here.
Who in God's name ask you your opinion?
But I'm talking to her.
And I'm telling you to shut up. I had enough of this interference.
Where have I interfered with you?
That is the question. Your very presence is distasteful to me. But I must eat with you, sleep under the same roof with you.
Now it's out.
Now it's out.
The other guy, I mean, he's a straight up Nazi, you know what I mean? And like,
yeah, he's definitely,
and he's so well played by the guy who plays him too, James Anderson, who, I mean, and if you think he's nasty in this, he went on to perfect that role in To Kill a Mockingbird, because he's the main antagonist from that.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, this was like the precursor to him playing another like bastard, you know, like, or something like that. So
well, he's the one that gets in there and decides that he's the alpha male that should be in charge, and so he starts sowing the seeds of
I can't remember.
He starts sowing the seeds of discord, and he starts coming up with these wild theories of like, hey, maybe we're immune, and maybe there's more immune people, and
which is really outrageous to think about, because it shows you how much, like, it was like, well, there's always people that think they are immune. There's the argument we've been living in, or at least we lived in.
There are people that are immune. It's just there are people
I get that. But I mean, it's just the confrontation that was taking place about it, you know?
Yes,
because when it comes to believing whether you're fine or not. If this guy had a
Facebook feed, it would all be conspiracy videos from YouTube.
I can't. Eric's Facebook page.
Yeah, he would just be sharing tons of Trump memes and well, I saw on a web video that the Jewish space lasers are behind this, and Bill Gates is trying to implant microchips into your ball sack so that you can't have kids. He's that guy.
No, he totally is, though. That's what's kind of funny.
Look, that's just a theory, and a theory is just a bunch of words set front to back.
But a theory becomes a fact with proof. And that is the very reasons we should go into the cities and look for these people who might be alive. We'll never know waiting here. She will never know if her husband is dead or alive. Tomorrow will be a good day to start, don't you agree?
She's not well enough to travel. Anyway, we're safe here. We don't know what would happen to us in the cities.
Michael, I was thinking, with your primitive mind and timidity, that in a few years you'll be swinging from the branches of the trees.
But that's kind of a very familiar trope in these movies, is you're going to have that antagonistic character that really thinks they should be in charge.
Yeah.
And that their ideas are the best ones.
Well, we always called it the Mr. Cooper syndrome.
He's the Mr. Cooper.
But this is before Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
But no, the movie it's something else. They don't shy away from, like, I mean, there's skeletons, but like they show like corpse hands, and they, it's graphic for the time, kind of. It's pretty hardcore. What are you laughing at?
Well, because that's something I need to bring up. Okay, I feel like I have to discuss the skeletons.
Oh.
I would be remiss if I did not chime in on the skeletons here.
Okay.
Now,
do you not like the skeletons?
Hold on. Do I think that visually the skeletons are a nice touch? Of course. Who doesn't love a skeleton? Skeletons are cool to look at.
Yes, especially when they're wearing suits and stuff.
However, no, there would be no skeletons left behind.
Well,
okay, here's the thing. Nuclear bombs or atomic bombs, I should say, do not simply vaporize the skin and muscle tissue and internal organs and nothing else, especially clothing. So no.
Yeah, that's true.
There would not be skeletons laying around wearing clothes. I'm sorry,
that's too
but
bad, though.
As cool as the skeletons look, it's really kind of silly. And I have to give the movie some demerits for that. Now,
what happened to Mr. I just look at it like it's another world, and I just roll with it. What happened to that guy?
But because this movie takes such pains to be as realistic as possible, the skeletons are the one time. Well, there's a couple other times. But the skeletons are like the one thing that totally take me out of the realism.
Are you serious?
Yes, because here's the other thing.
It's great.
And movies get this wrong about skeletons all the time.
Yep.
Skeletons do not stay attached, okay? When the muscle tissue and sinews just rot away...
Oh, just a pile of bones.
Skeletons fall apart. Jawbones drop off.
Wow,
So,
you learned something here on UFP.
Movies always get this wrong about skeletons.
I'm saying this movie got it right, because it's pretty dope.
This movie uses skeletons that were obviously borrowed from a science classroom because you can still see the strings and metal attached to them, and I just think it's
See,
silly.
I didn't even notice.
Well, I did. And
I didn't even notice. It's in black and white. It all looks part of it.
There would not be skeletons, is all I'm saying. And the other thing I want to get at is this. They point out that there are no animals, but there are birds. Fine. I don't know how that happened, but let's just go with it. But you notice that, like, the only thing these atomic bombs actually did affect in this world is the flesh of the people. Because the buildings are all still standing and they're fine.
I was going to bring that up.
The trees in the woods are all doing fine.
Because in the beginning, when they're showing the nuclear war, they're just showing, like, still images of, like,
major cities.
France and major cities. And they're just throwing a bunch of smoke over it
and
with
flames.
Sound effects and flames and stuff like that. But then when that kind of clears up and goes to get in the movie, it shows a couple of these cities still, and it's kind of like, so it didn't knock any buildings down or anything. No. It's like everything, it just looks like, it just incinerated people. That was it, because we're all gone.
But that's fine. Me that towns would not become overrun by weeds and stuff like that either, because I can't imagine anything's going to grow. But let's move on from that.
Man, you're really bumming me out with this.
No, I have to be honest about these things, though.
I get it, but, man,
here's another
the movie's dope other than that stuff.
Here's another thing I want to discuss about this. Mm-hmm. All right?
Well, we're waiting.
Where was I going with this? Oh, okay. Here's another thing I want to discuss about this movie. Maybe you can clear this up because maybe you noticed something I didn't.
Probably not.
The geography of this movie is so bizarre to me. I do not get it because here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
We've got Roseanne wandering around, right? She's wandering around because she was in a hospital getting an x-ray or something, and so she's wandering around, and eventually she's in some city. They don't say which one, but she's in a city. She wanders into the countryside. Now, the movie was shot in California, okay? Arch Oboler shot the majority of this movie at a house that was in his family or something that he used for parties often. So,
yeah, and it was actually designed by Frank Lloyd Wright.
Right, and it's a cool house. And she wanders into this house. Now, when she finds Michael there, Michael proceeds to tell her that he's from New York, and he was in New York at the time of the bomb. So here's my question. How long ago did this atomic war happen? How long did it take Michael to walk from New York to California?
Well, no, wait. When does it say it's California? How does it say it's California?
Because they go to the beach, okay? They go, and here's how I know it's California.
There's beaches in New York?
No, listen to me.
Okay.
There are beaches in New York, but they don't face that way, okay? And that way is Hawaii, because what happens is when Eric gets washed up on shore on the beach.
Oh, that's right.
He says
that's right.
He was climbing Mount Everest when it happened.
Yeah.
And then he made his way down.
Outrageous.
He made his way to somewhere, found a boat, made his way to Hawaii. When he got to Hawaii, he got a plane. The planes ran out of gas over water, and they're in California, dude. And somehow Michael managed to walk from New York to California and got to this house before Roseanne, who grew up at this house.
Where are other people. There should be people.
Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. You hear me? Stop it. New York, Cleveland, Chicago, what I saw there was enough to crack my head open, but I stopped thinking about it. I'd look at it and I wouldn't see it. That's the only way of the world. It never was.
Well, yeah. But you know what? It don't...
Okay, just admit it.
It don't matter.
Admit it, the geography is weird.
Like, if you watch Walking Dead, that's all they do is walk. They walk around.
Rick, it would take a long
But
fucking
maybe
time.
The bomb went off a week early in New York.
A week? He's going to walk from New York to California in a week?
Yeah, why not?
It takes her a week just to walk through the mountains to get to the house.
Man, if you're trying to get away from a nuclear bomb, you're booking.
No, you're not. Because you're going to be dehydrated, you're going to be scared, and you're going to be looking for food along the way. You're going to be looking for...
I couldn't even drive. It took me 3 days to drive there, so I get it. It's far away.
Yeah,
but Michael... Anyway,
it just doesn't make sense.
I wasn't thinking about any of that stuff. I don't know why.
That's because I've seen this before and you haven't.
Well, no, but I've watched it twice or so. But the thing is no, this is kind of what it is. I when I respond to movies, I'm responding to like them and what's going. You know what I mean? I'm always so much more into that anything else is kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever time. You know what I mean? It's superfluous.
Again,
to
I
me
am
sometimes.
too, but I'm just calling it out because, in all fairness, in a movie that is going out of its way to be as realistic as possible, they overlooked a couple things. All I'm saying.
Maybe they're in Springfield.
You don't wash up on the beach.
You do
in
Springfield?
Where in Springfield, where the Simpsons live?
Yes.
No, I think we should just accept the fact that they made some large mistakes. However, I do agree with you that, and I did say this earlier, is emotionally, philosophically, and spiritually even, I think this movie ticks off all the boxes for me. I'm not a happy-go-lucky guy. I love doom and gloom. And this movie is exactly the kind of movie I sit down to relax with. Okay?
Oh, look at you, edgelord.
No, it's just because it makes me feel better about my own pathetic life.
No, I get it. I understand that.
Now, having said that, basically what I'm getting at is if I was just judging it based on that criteria, this would definitely be a 4-star movie. However, because of the aforementioned things that kind of bug me about it, plus I really find some of the interactions of the characters, particularly Michael and Roseanne at the beginning, kind of uncomfortable.
This is what I was gonna say also. Sorry about that, but
no, good. I want you to.
Sorry, we're on the same page because like when I was gonna give my stars rating or whatever, the observations I was gonna make, like how you made all the other ones about, what date it is, what year it is, where they are and all that.
Okay,
I was like that. I was like that with I just didn't buy the whole like I didn't like Michael being like forcing himself on.
Yeah.
I think it kind of ruins. Yeah, and it's not. I mean, it is there, and then but it's like it works for the movie because I mean, characters do that. It could be what happens. Even a good person. I don't know, but they're in a nuclear war situation. I don't know what could happen. So it's okay for the characters, but I kind of felt like for the movie, it just kind of like sullied it, a little.
Well, it definitely sullies the character, but I mean,
because he's a good character, he's cool. But it's like if Ben started to rape Barbara in Night of the Living Dead all of a sudden.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I think the thing about it is that it's just knowing when this movie was made. I don't think they were able to develop that aspect of the plot enough to really carry through with it. So it does seem just sort of jarring and then dropped. Nowadays, if they did that in a movie, I feel like it would be more nuanced.
And, well, here's a perfect summation of it too. Is that when it happened the first time I watched it, and Eric showed up, I had it pre-thought in my mind that, okay, Michael's not going to like this, and that new guy is going to be the catalyst for all this, and you know what I mean, with the girl. And then I started to really quickly realize, oh no, he's an asshole. You know what I mean? But that's how off-putting the Michael turn was in the beginning, because it kind of made me feel like he was going to be the antagonist. After that, because it was just enough to be like, man, dude, you're not. He's not the good guy. You know what I mean? If that, but
to his credit, and I.
But then you have another guy show up who's like way worse.
But to his credit, at least to the character's credit, and again, I don't at all think I'm defending his actions. I'm just saying, as far as the writing goes, they do, because while he's, trying to force himself on her is when she reveals she's pregnant, and he immediately stops, and you can see it on his face that he looks, and that he obviously feels like a complete piece of shit. And he basically let the desperation and his, primitive instincts take over. Again, all I'm saying is that I don't think at the time they really were able to bring any nuance to this kind of aspect to the story, and so it just feels so jarring.
It's a left turn. It just comes out of left field. And I appreciate them for having the balls to kind of try and do that in 1951, but
sure, because it's not unrealistic. It's not. As horrible as it is, it's not unrealistic.
Hardcore, I mean, it's like there's terrible shit in the road. I mean, it's So, and we keep talking about the road. We're talking about the, who's in that? Isn't that
Viggo Mortensen? The
Viggo Mortensen movie. Yeah, really good. But yeah, that's what we're talking
book's
about,
better
for anyone who doesn't know. I'm sure it is, but anyway, they're just lucky Eric shows up and is a total fucking douchebag.
They're lucky?
Michael's lucky because it made him look a whole lot better after that. You know what I mean? So,
if I was her, man, I would have just hooked up with Charles and been like, let's get the fuck out of here. Let these
bust ass
douchebag white men fight over themselves. Let's just get out of here.
Ridiculous.
But so again, on the as far as like if I was just judging this based solely on my tastes and where they tend to go emotionally and philosophically, I would give this movie 4 stars. However, because of the skeletons, the weird way in which Michael makes it from New York to California in a week or less,
that I got no problem with,
and the unfortunate sexual assault scene that was just nothing nuanced is done with, and therefore I feel shouldn't have been. Oh, let me finish. Shouldn't have been in the movie. I have to downgrade this to 3 stars. So I'm going to split the difference and give this movie 3.5 stars. And that is my final word on 5.
Phew. Okay. Before I say what I give it, I guess there's a few things I wanted to say.
Because I am really fucking curious.
What? About what I give it? Okay.
What your rating
is.
No,
Arch Oboler. We were talking about the director, Arch Oboler.
Arch Oboler.
Yeah, and
directed,
one
wrote,
of the
and
things,
produced.
When I had said that he definitely, it feels Twilight Zone-y. I mean, he's very much the precursor to Rod Serling because he was the producer of the original sort of horror, almost Twilight Zone-ish radio show Lights Out.
Yes.
And made famous, like, you know how I know Lights Out is, we don't want to go into the person who did the bit, but Chicken Heart.
Oh yeah.
Remember Chicken Heart? And talks about Lights Out. He's listening to the radio show. The Chicken Heart was one of those episodes. And I've actually heard the Chicken Heart. It's kind of outrageous. But anyway.
Yeah.
He was the writer and producer of Lights Out, so he's got definitely that dark sensibility, and it's got quality. It's got a little bit of quality to it. He did like a movie called The Twonky, which until I saw that, I had totally forgotten about The Twonky.
Oh,
and
The Twonky.
I totally forgot about The Twonky.
Coming
can't
up in the 50s,
wait.
we've got a couple more of the Arch Oboler movies.
I can't wait.
So we will be back to you, Mr. Oboler.
One more weird thing about Michael, the character Michael, the guy from World of Worlds, and
you like
William
Michael,
Phipps.
don't you?
Well, yeah. You threw me off. Anyway, no. So he also, the weirdest thing I saw that he did is he's the voice of the narration on the TV cut of David Lynch's Dune.
Yeah, it's so weird.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Why weren't you mentioning that? That should have been at the top of the list.
That's all you, dude.
Oh, one thing that I don't know if you saw this, but it was interesting because of how William Phipps was cast. They had already cast Sean Penn's dad, Leo Penn, in the role, and they liked William Phipps so much they like paid him off to not play the part, and then gave him the part, which I thought was kind of outrageous.
And his son Sean has been bitter about it to this day. It explains why that man's never smiled in his entire life.
Nope, and he punched out that photographer. Remember that?
Animals.
I know. So anyway, I just thought that was pretty interesting about
it's mildly interesting.
Whatever it was I had just said.
Yeah, it's
but
mild.
Wait a minute.
Holy Jesus Christmas shit.
You know that the beach, does that beach look familiar to you, Ryan?
Not really.
It should, because that is where the Statue of Liberty is.
Oh, for Planet
of the Apes.
Oh, you know what? Now that you mention it, I do recall thinking to myself when they show them running towards...
Revisionist?
No. Seriously. I'm now remembering last time I watched it, there's the scene where they're running to the water because they see Eric floating in the waves. And there was a part of me that thought, God damn you, you blew it all to hell. But
there it is.
That's all I thought. It
was an echo. It was an impression.
Yeah, subconsciously I must have been like, hey, that looks like the same beach.
Bullshit or not?
So again, that was supposed to be New York at the end of Planet of the Apes. How did the Statue of Liberty get all the way around South America or the North Pole to make its way to a beach in California?
That's not what happened.
Explain how these movies cannot get their geography right.
All right.
Mikkel Conrad, come on.
Yeah. I watched that movie again the other day. I don't know why.
I told you it happens. Because I watch that movie at least once every 3 years. And I
seriously don't know why.
No.
Because it's nothing.
It's nothing at all.
It's nothing. I was like really into watching nothing for a minute.
For those of you that don't know, we're referring to The Flying Saucer, which is the first science fiction film released in 1950 in the 50s.
Go back and listen
decade.
to the episode.
And it's directed by Conrad Mikkel, who also produced,
Mikkel Conrad.
wrote, stars in, probably did his own cinematography. And
no, I think there's like Russian brainwave like spy shit going on in that movie because for some reason I want to watch it again sometimes and I don't know why because it's nothing.
Nope. It's nothing at all.
But there's comfort in nothing, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, yeah.
How many stars, Rick?
Planet
How many
of the Apes
stars?
Beach. How many stars? That's right. Holy shit. Gotta give stars. I was going to go with 4.5.
Okay, you said was, though.
But
Now that I pointed out the silliness of the skeletons.
Shut up. Some of the shit wore off, but not the skeletons. I love the skeletons. But I get it. Damn you. I'll give it 4 stars.
Okay, cool. So far, we are...
4.
Rick has pretty much rated every movie a half star more than me.
That's what's going to happen this entire show,
Consistently, from the beginning.
I can't help it.
I mean, I'll be like, dude, this movie's 5 stars. He'll be like, yeah, well, I'd give it 5.5.
No, because that way, then I got ODD. So that if you give it 5 stars, I'm going to try and find a reason to give it lower.
ODD?
Yeah. Oppositional defiance disorder.
Oh, wow. Check out the brain on Brad. All right, well, good. Now,
So that's going to be the end of this episode.
No, hold on. Ask me if it won any awards.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, folks.
Go.
Hold on. Let me take a drink. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, how many awards did it get?
It did not get any, actually, but it was nominated for 1 award. And that was the Writers Guild of America Award for Best Written American Low-Budget Film. Nominee.
Shot on toilet paper.
No, it's just...
No, it looks great, actually.
No, and it is...
I just wondered how far they were going to keep that going, you know.
No. I'm not for certain, but I do follow the WGAs, but I think that was like an older category that's probably been discontinued since, but it did, for more or less, it was nominated for Best Screenplay by the Writers Guild of America. So, not too shabby, because a few, aside from a few underdeveloped plot points, it is a pretty decent script. And
yeah, there's a great part where he says something about, like, where he's comparing how different it is to be poor in the city versus, or being hungry in the city versus being hungry in the country.
Yeah.
And the way he puts it is kind of elegant, and it's true in a sense, like how in the city it's just a piece of glass between you and what you need. Yeah. There's just some really good dialogue in this movie, I thought.
And ultimately, the movie, it's not as, it isn't necessarily a spoiler to say this, because the road ends in a similar way, but it does end on a quiet note of hope. But, we just should warn you, viewers, that there is a third act event that may disturb some viewers, especially parents. So that's your only content warning. Do with that.
I wasn't even going to warn them.
Well, we should be nice.
No, I mean it's a movie. Let them figure it out.
Shut up. So that wraps it up for our analysis of 5. We'll see you with our next episode as we continue our countdown of the science fiction films of the 1950s.
The countdown. I never thought of it as
Say goodnight, Gracie.
I never said goodnight, Gracie. I never thought of it as a countdown. I guess it is.
Well, it's okay. God damn it.
Because that means it's like, and up next we've got the man in the suit.
No, because
next.
Countdown implies we're ranking them. We're not. So it should be technically what we're doing is creating a taxonomy. But
shut up.
I'm not going to say that. Exactly.
Mr. Smarty Pants.
Anyway, just say something like that.
I think we're saying enough right now.
No, but I want you to close it.
All right.
I've talked too much.
All right.
And I don't want you bitching about it later.
I'm not bitching at all. All right. Well, that was our show on 5. That wasn't any good. Nope. Anyway, that was our ending on
analysis.
I don't want to say analysis. Okay.
That's what we did. We analyzed it.
All right. That was our analysis on 5. And up next. Not up next. Damn you.
Join us next time.
That's right. Join us next time when
as we continue our...
It's a countdown.
Look.
What is it? And join us next time as we continue our look at the movies of of the 1950s.
The science fiction movies. See, do you want to just have the robot do this?
No. Sure, why not? Fuck it. That's the end.
What a bunch of idiots. 5 is available on Amazon Streaming.
Give me 5. Give me 5.
Give me 5.
Give me 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me 5.
Give me
1.
This is Rick, and on behalf of the crew of the Lexaproteus-IV, I just wanted to say thank you. The importance of you listening to our show is of extraordinary magnitude. So please like, share, talk about it to your friends, post a comment, anything you would normally do on social medias. You have our gratitude. If you write a review, we'll read it on the air. And once again, smash, hit, whatever the kids say, all the like buttons, and help us defeat Algorithm, the Dark Lord of the universe.
And tune in next week when we have a double feature of Lost Planet Airman and The Man in the White Suit.
I was born in Rhode Island. A Master of Arts in English Literature. Gave me diction and a job as a barker on the Empire State Building. I ran for the elevators. Something hit me. I woke up. It was all over. In all New York, the only one alive.
Bullshit or not?